What's up, comic fans? It is the new comic book day haul time. This is where I share with you the books I picked up. I give you a brief little insight into each book, a little comic review, a little preview of what's in the issue. I try not to spoil too much, and we're going to get right into the books I picked up this week right after this.
Spartans! What is your profession?
So welcome back. Alright, so let's get into the books. We're going to start off with Star Wars, The High Republic from Marvel. We're going to start off with these Marvel books. This is the Pride cover right here. I have not read up to issue 6 yet, so I didn't get to read this one yet. But I just wanted to show it off. I bought it because of the cover. I thought the cover was dope. And I forget the name of these guys, but they're kind of interlaced, intermingled, if you will. If one feels pain, the other one feels pain. If one's scared, the other one's scared. If one's happy, the other one's happy. But yeah. So, happy Pride Day. Or Pride Month. Did I say Pride Day? Well, Pride every day. Have Pride every day. But yeah. That month just passed. But if I have to say, I've read the first 4 issues of this. And Star Wars High Republic. Real good. Definitely worth getting into. I don't know if issue 6 is good though. So, or 5. Alright, but next up we got Star Wars. This is part of the War of the Bounty Hunter series. This is Dr. Aphra. This is Dr. Aphra number 11. But if you see right here on the cover, we have Dirge. Alright, and this is the first appearance of Dirge. He's a bounty hunter in the new canon. In this Marvel canon. You know, the Marvel universe. So, good issue. It was fun. Dirge is a fun character in this issue. He says he's hard to kill, and hopefully he is, because he's left off in a pretty bad spot at the end of this issue. But welcome to the canon, Dirge, Dr. Aphra. Usually a pretty funny book to read. It's comedy laced. Alright, next up we got giant-sized, amazing Spider-Man the Chameleon Conspiracy number 1. This is like a one-shot type deal. It was a good book. It was fun. You've got a lot of characters appearing here. Obviously, the Chameleon's in here. And you got Chance. Silver Sable makes an appearance. Kindred is in there. You got a nice little story at the back end leading up to the Sinister Wars. With, now you got Kraven, Electro, Doc Ock. And there's an appearance of the Lizard. So there's a lot of stuff going on. You also have Teresa Parker, who's Peter Parker's long-lost sister in this issue. She's pretty much half the story of the Chameleon's conspiracy. And I don't know. I guess they're setting her up for something bigger in the future. We'll see. Overall, solid entry into the series. You know, it's a 5 or a 6 on a scale of 10. Not horrible, not great. Somewhere in the middle. If you said it was meh, I'd say maybe it's a little better than meh. Alright. Next up, we got the United States of Captain America. This is the design cover for Aaron Fisher, who's a new character in here. He's the Captain America of the Railways. This is... I don't even know which cover this is. I wouldn't say it's cover B. It's like cover E or something like that. Whatever. But yeah, decent character. Cool character. No superpowers. He just relies on his own guts to get him by. And I'm thinking what this series is going to be is each issue is going to focus on a different Captain America from a different location, different place in America, or a different type of like this guy's the Railways, so he's all over the place, right? So he kind of ends up in Brooklyn, New York, or New York in general. But I'm thinking they're going to travel the world, or travel the US, sorry, not the world, and find these different Captain Americas in different locations. But I think they're just going to be average people who are doing above average things. Alright? Just showing that normal people can do amazing things. So here you go. United States of Captain America. Good book. I like it. It has a good message. Alright. Next up, we've got Black Cat. This is the annual. This is number 1. It's part of the Infinite Destinies line. This is a real fun book, okay? I forget the name of the group in here, but it's like a Korean spy super team, and they've got some really cool characters in here. It was just a fun book to read. Taguchi, the guy who appeared in the Taskmaster series, I think issue 2 was his first appearance. He's like a sentry, but the Korean sentry. He's kind of got mind controlled in this book, and it's up to this super team, including Black Cat, who's been basically her flight got pulled over, like it landed or whatever. She got pulled over, and she gets recruited by the White Fox to help the team. And by recruit, I mean they inject a bomb into her neck and tell her, "You help us or we blow you up." Sounds pretty pretty mutual. But anyway, Black Cat, if you haven't been reading it, I really like the character. The character development's been really good. Jed McKay's done a really good job with that. This is a fun little entry into the series, a nice little annual. This is the first appearance of this super team, and this also goes into the Infinite Fury storyline. I think this is part 3 of 8, where these Infinity Stones are kind of getting embedded in different superheroes. Yeah, overall, solid entry. I think this book actually popped too. You might not be able to find it for less than double cover, but if you see it on your shelf for cover price, go ahead and grab it. It's got some first appearances in there. All right, next up, we've got Daredevil number 31. And I think weeks ago I posted on my Instagram this cover because I just thought this cover was fire. To me, it just pops. That's Bullseye holding both Daredevil masks. If you don't know, Elektra is now the Daredevil of Hell's Kitchen, and Matt Murdock is the Daredevil of prison because he's locked up. But let me tell you, Matt Murdock flipped the switch in this one. Chip Zdarsky continues to amaze me. This issue, I was like, oh, this is just going to be some kind of like filler. We're going to get introduced to this Bullseye who's now loose on the streets. And no, this book, it's good. It's good. If you're not in the Daredevil series, I don't want to say this is a jumping on point, but this is definitely a book you want to read. All right. So, again, Daredevil, get it. And so Daredevil, Matt Murdock, has been imprisoned, and they've been giving him a hell of a hard time, just trying to kill him left and right. And in this one, he finally retaliates. But, doesn't kill anybody. Daredevil, that's part of his code, doesn't want to kill anybody. But he retaliates to, like, the fullest, but not only physically, right? Because that's his thing, right? Daredevil's just always beating up people. No, he went mental this time, right? He used the mental game. And that's what I think is really cool about this book. Is finally Matt Murdock understands that you don't always have to punch somebody in the face to intimidate them. There's other methods, and he does it in that book. And Chip Zdarsky, thank you. All right, next up, we're going to the indies from Image. We got Spawn. This is number 319. This is continuing with that whole storyline, and what you got here is you don't have the Violator, who's on the cover. He's not in this book. It is a sweet cover though. You just have Spawn now looking out for these clues, these secrets that both heaven and hell have laid out on Earth to help with their wanting to take over, right, Earth, and not just heaven and hell. This is a battle now to control Earth itself, not the heavens or the hells. The angels versus the devils. And so Spawn is on this mission to disrupt this, right? Just to stop both heaven and hell from taking over Earth. And heaven and hell have kind of joined forces to fight Spawn. So Spawn's up against a lot in this book. Really cool. There's a vampire in this book. So if you like vampires, there's a vampire there. Somebody tell actual Dracula to pick up Spawn. 319. There's a vampire in that book. All right. Kanto, number 3, and the City of Giants. This ends this arc of Kanto. Kanto does what he came to do. He gets the horn off this beast. He gets his giant friends back. He's ready to go fight the Shrouded Man. This is going to lead us into Kanto number 3. All right. So Kanto number 3 is coming out. Again, this is fun for the whole family. Everybody can read it. It's a great story. Very heart-touching. Everything about this book makes you go, aw. Alright, next up from Image, we got That Texas Blood. This is a new story arc. First Texas Blood, I actually liked it a lot. Very well written. Great art. I thought the ending was meh. This one kind of throws us into the occult, and right, there's like a cult in here, and there seems to be like stories behind ghosts and demons, and there's just a lot that can go this way, that this book can go. And the sheriff in the book, who's the main character now, I forget his name. It's up to him to kind of figure out what's going on. And he goes back in time to when he was just like a deputy, and he remembers a lot of what happened back then, and it's kind of relating to what's going on now, and it's kind of throwing him for a mental loop, right? He's very unsure of himself, and he's also having like these hallucinations. It's pretty interesting, but this book is kind of going in a direction that I kind of like, because it's got that vibe of the other world and the occult, and these like just weird stuff happening. So whether it actually is or isn't, as we know, the mind can play tricks on you and make you believe stuff that really isn't there, and I like that. So That Texas Blood number 7, it led off with a bang, and I'm ready to get back into that, even after the last series kind of was like ended on a I'm ready for that one. Last but not least, from Black Mass, we have White, which asks the question, if only black people had superpowers, how would parts of society respond? And I tell you what, this is an interesting book, right? Because right now the president, President Man, in this book, he's basically setting up a task force to control these black superheroes, and to make sure they don't break the law, and to respond when they do break the law. The whole issue is in black and white. There's no color in this. This is the sequel to Black. I don't know if you've read Black out there, whoever's watching right now. You watching right now, I don't know if you read Black from Black Mask. But this is the sequel, White. Good book. Just asked a lot of questions about society and societal issues and how we respond to stuff. Also, this book right now, if I saw correctly, has popped on the secondary market. It was a ghost book up until Wednesday, and Wednesday when it came out and people could put it up, it was going for well over $100, maybe close to $200. So if you can find one of these at cover, grab it. Go to your store. If you see it on the shelf, go ahead and grab yourself one of these. I think it was limited to only 2,500 print count, and that's going to be like every issue. So you're going to have to pre-order it, hope for second prints for some stuff. I think it's just going to be hard to get on that series if you don't have a subscription. All right. So guys, those were my books for the week. If I really had to pick a book, oh man, Daredevil number 31 was definitely a great book for me to read. And I'm going to put That Texas Blood as like 1B. This is cover B, and this is cover A for my reads of the week. I think these books were just really good. And then White really asked some good questions. So these are my books, guys, for the week. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Go ahead and throw me a thumbs up and comment down below if you liked what was said here, what was happening here. Thank you for joining me on my comic book haul. That's all I got this week, guys. I'm going to do what I do. You do what you do. Let's get ready for next week's new comics. Peace!